because you talk of even xenophobia. Xenophobia is just a buzzword. It's a buzzword that a lot of people just talk about it, but you don't understand actually what it means, because I want to be.
And that's why, although you can find ordinary racism in every country of the world, and sometimes you will hear the odd Senegalese person saying, yeah, Guineans, you know, why do they always come here and like take our land, take our jobs? But most Senegalese people, I think, understand the importance of Guinean people within their own society. It's an entire part of the social tissue we're talking about here. And I think this discourse is applicable to every country. Immigrants always come to bring a plus. With no immigrants, there's no country in the world where there was no immigrants. When an immigrant comes to a country, he's not going to come to steal a job that is waiting for you. Generally, he's going to take a job that you don't want, or he's going to create a job that still doesn't exist. Nothing stops you from doing the same thing. Nothing stops anyone from creating his one job. And this brings us to another notion, the notion of boundary, like, who created these boundaries? Was it not like the colonial empires and the colonial powers that made sure that we divided the different ethnic groups and the different countries so that Africa wouldn't be able to unite? We need today a united Africa, we really do. We need to have more commerce between one country and the other. We have to stop thinking of tribalism. Ethnic groups together are a richness that all brings something new. And we see it here. We've got what we call blague de cousinage. It's like, say, for example, you've got the Serer ethnic group and the Jola ethnic group. They're cousin groups. So they kind of like, they mock each other in a friendly way, because this makes sure that their links are closer together. This is a really important concept. You know, all the different ethnic groups within the country, all the different languages are reminiscent of the past of the ancient African kingdoms that were there way before the colonial empires arrived. They were there way before and were there for many centuries. This is the history of this continent, the history of Africa we're talking about. Now we're trying to erase all this because mental slavery is still here. The chains are still in our heads. And we have forgotten that we are worth more than this, and that these internal wars are only there to erase our memory, and they're only there to destroy really our land. We think that by doing this we're protecting our land. What we're doing is burning it. All I can say is that racism can be found everywhere in the world. It's one of the lowest human emotions that everyone might feel sometime or the other. But as every low emotion, we need to evolve and find a way of growing within ourselves and as united Africans. It's up to us whether the future of our land, and I'm not talking about countries and nationalism, I'm talking about our land, will be viable for the future generations. So this is my contribution from Senegal, with the example of the foreigners that live here. Alhamdulillah, we all live in peace, and I hope it's going to last, and I hope that this example might be useful for other people in other countries. One love.